Good day, everyone. This is Brandy, aka Be the Truth. I just want to come through with hopefully a short video, but I have a whole lot to say today. So first and foremost, when you guys start your spiritual journey, your first test is going to be that shadow work. And when you start to do that shadow work, you're going to see you will see the darkest sides of yourself. And if you know what you know, you're going to work hard at changing that from the inside out. But once you get past that, the shadow side, you should come out light as a feather, baby. Full of love and light, and you just want to help and see everybody win. That's going to be the outcome of you doing your shadow work. And everything you feel is going to be sincere from the inside out. But once you get to that point of completing your shadow work and you become light, after that, you must balance. Because there is no dark without light, and vice versa. And they go hand in hand. But you have to know when to operate and stand in what. So sometimes we'll do that shadow work and we'll clear ourselves out. And then we'll neglect that shadow side as if you don't need it. You're going to always need that fight. You're going to always need it. Especially if you got any part of warrior in you. You're going to need it to stand on. But you got to know when to stand on it and how. Good day. There will come experiences and times that you encounter where your light side is not necessary. You operate solely in that shadow and you stand on it. That don't mean be foolish. That don't mean volunteer for no bullshit or none of that. It just means when it's time for war, it's time for war and you stand on it. You operate in that light because you know you coming from a sincere place. You ain't starting no shit. You ain't volunteering for no bullshit, but it was brought to you, so therefore you stand. Don't negate that shadow side thinking it's of no use. You have it for a reason. You had that shadow side and it built you up and it took you through a whole lot of bullshit. It got you through to the point to where you're at now. But then you got to a point to where you recognize that it was overshadowing you. It's taking over too much. And you wasn't seeking and you wasn't receiving what it is that you truly desire out of life. And so you got to some point to where you had to make a change. Do not negate that shadow side. Know when and how to operate in it. The moon phases and the sun phases that come every month. Every month, the month you enter will be the sun sign that you're in. For instance, right now, our sun sign is Taurus that we're operating in, and the shadow side is Scorpio. If there is not another fucking sign that I would ever avoid, their shadow side is a fucking Scorpio. And that's because they are the shadiest of the shady. A scorpion, a fuck around and kill itself trying to kill you just to prove a point. Be mindful of that fucking Scorpio energy. But balanced, a Scorpio can see through mud. They're very clear, they're very intuitive, and they just have an inner knowing that can't be touched. You understand me? But if they're balanced and they're operating in their shadow side, them motherfuckers is deadly. Like I said, I don't mean no harm and I ain't trying to be funny, but they like those Muslims that'll blow up a plane to take you out, including themselves. That's a fucking Scorpio. So right now, we have the Taurus sun, which will bring in new opportunities for change and growth, bringing stability, abundance. But then you also got to worry about that shadow side, which is in Scorpio. So therefore, you will have people come out the works doing some of the shadiest shit without just cause. But don't let that shit slide. stand on what you stand on and mean business. The spiritual journey is not for the weak, you understand? It's very, very necessary if you want to get through this lifetime and achieve your purpose and receive the promises that was made to you. It's a must to go through the journey. You've got to complete the cycle. But if you're not balanced out and you're not proper within your walk, you'll break down and you'll give up before you get to the end. You got to make sure you get there. Be mindful of the things that you engage in, the folks you keep around you, your thoughts. Clear out your house. Make sure you're blameless. Ain't none of us perfect. But make sure you're not caught doing no hurt, harm, or danger to anyone without just cause. And then to switch lanes. Scrolling through Facebook, and I see so many parents sad and upset about their children making wayward decisions, costing either their lives or someone else's life. It's like a cycle, a pattern that we just refuse to escape on our own. Yes, a lot of things was placed in front of us, especially in our community, that was meant to bring us down, i.e. the drug epidemic of the 80s. Not only did it break up families, it strung out people like they just destroyed their entire lives. Not only that, you had the men that was out there trying to make a living. They found an easy way to make money, and they end up into the system. It was all a big ass circle. But here's what does not make any sense to me. We 80 babies, we are the ones that's going to bring forth the change. The 60s were supposed to do it. I don't know what happened. They got caught up in the drug epidemic and they forfeited their right. But for us 80s babies, the things that we experienced and we seen, we were supposed to learn the lessons and keep moving forward. We was not supposed to keep operating that shit. The same things that got our fathers locked up and got our mothers and our fathers strung out. We wasn't supposed to engage in that bullshit. We were supposed to recognize it for what it was, a trap. And do something different. Yes, it's easier to make that fast money, but it's more secure to get out and work that bullshit ass job. I am sitting back watching people grieve and mourn and put up sad posts about their children, the choices they're making, but yet they failed to pass on to these kids these lessons they should have been learning. Hey, Uncle Junebug done this, and that, and he got life in prison. Wasn't able to be around the family, wasn't able to raise his kids. We are supposed to pass on those hard lessons in life so we do not keep repeating them. We learn them for ourselves and we pass them on to our children so they learn them and they don't keep making the same crazy decisions. We cannot okay and justify the bullshit that our kids be on out here. We cannot openly just be on bullshit and think these kids is not going to follow your footsteps. You laid up with a dope boy. This nigga ain't doing nothing. He half-ass paying bills. But because he helped out a little bit, like you catering to him, you just letting them do what he do. And these kids is watching that, and that's what they following. Fuck what you say. They watching what you do. And they moving just like you. We are voluntarily sending our babies to the graveyard and to the penitentiary at young ages. And this shit is getting old and it's fucking depressing. And yet we'll sit back and we'll talk about it's this person's fault, it's that person's fault. Nah, it's your fault. At what point did you not recognize what the fuck was going on in front of you and you decided to make a change? Self-accountability is going to save your life. If you want something better in life, you got to do something different in life. Try your hardest to get yourself in alignment with the universe. However you choose to go about it. I'm thankful for my foundation in the Christian church. I'm thankful. But at some point, I also understood that it was that was elementary school, and then you got to get past that. I don't want to keep going to a church every Sunday, collecting my money, and these niggas keep telling me the same thing, just in different ways every Sunday. What the fuck is y'all doing? Is you crazy or you slow? I was one of those people who truly desired change. I wanted to see the change. I don't want to just go and feel good about what you're telling me. I want to experience this shit. You understand me? But regardless of what route you choose, be honest with thyself first. That's the only way that you're going to receive honesty. That's the only way that you're going to see honesty, is by operating in it. Truth. Time is winding down. That eclipse that everybody was talking about, and a lot of folks lost their mind and their lives over, that was an energy shift. For those who was prepared and those who done the work, it was an energy shift. Whatever your divine purpose is, you will be ushered into that as long as you are ready. I've stressed myself out because I've been feeling like I was ready, and I was making moves, trying to force things to happen only to exert myself. Not knowing that everything in due time is going to present itself. All you have to do is be prepared. But in order to be prepared, you must do the work from the inside out. Recognize the traps that's being set around you, from the music to the movies to the environment, and you've got to desire a change. Man, I'm so full of so much right now. I just had to bring that message. Something has got to give. Something has got to change. At this point, it's not the white man holding us down. None of that. They planted the seeds, and some of us just kept watering them. And then complained about the fruit that it bared. Man, till next time, be easy, stay focused, and I'll be back.